Good afternoon. Oh, sure. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess I got a little bleach spot in a weird spot. Hello. Good afternoon. Uh, do something here. There we go. All right. Well, it's that time again. It's Facebook Live Sunday here with me. Hi, it's me. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope you've had a good week. We've been off. We were off last weekend, but we're back this weekend. So I hope everyone is going to has had a good couple weeks. Um, this little project's kind of cute to me. It involves a little fun little material, and so thought I would play with it. I haven't played with it in a long time, but I'll talk about it here in a little bit. While people are joining on, we'll give them a minute to do that. So yeah, just talk a little bit about what's going on with me. So yeah, my father had a major surgery. It's one of the most major surgeries you can have. And but he's doing great. That's why we did not have a live last week. Just trying to help out with that. This past week was my last week at work. So if you didn't know, I worked in a neurological clinic. I'm a medical assistant, so but that was my last week there. So that was it was sad because I really, 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 really liked it there. And but moving on to different things, I got an apprenticeship at the hospital here. And hey Heidi, make a first burrito method pillowcase on my Triumph. It's easy on, hey, it's really, really, really easy on the sewing machine. So if you can do it on a sewing machine, you can do it on a serger. So you're good to go. So yeah, I got an apprenticeship at the hospital here for to become a surgical technician. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. So pretty cool. Pretty a lot going on right now. But yeah, my dad's apparently doing really good. Yeah, mom said he's a let's put it this way. He is that guy that has for many, 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 many years been a runner, tennis player, um, like super active. I would call him an athlete. So he's already apparently got up this morning and walked down to the corner and back, which is amazing. So doing great. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Um, so yeah, he's doing, good so far. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't say so far, of course. There's those people that like me that are going to be like, oh, I'm dying. And then there's people like my dad who's going to be like, I got this. So, yeah. Let's see what else. What else have we got going on? Just, stuff. Baby Lock Tech is coming up this month. Unfortunately, I will not be going. But there's a lot of cool stuff that you guys will see come out, I'm sure. As at all Baby Lock Techs, there's always new stuff. So I'm excited to see what it is. Unfortunately, I won't be there. But I just like you guys, I can't wait to see. So make sure I say this month, and what I mean is in August. So make sure to check in with Baby Lock and see what's going on around that time. Let's see, what else have I? Oh, I just posted a link a little bit earlier. And what's really cool about this link is you can go on it and now purchase stuff from Baby Lock if there is something I'm talking about. Let's say the design suites, or you've seen me use the Sweet Seams fabric, or maybe a foot or something like that. There's an actual link that I put up that you can go and purchase it now. I do have a one-time code for 10% off. I say whatever's on there. There are some things like there's some things you can't add to cart, and that's going to be like the big machines here, so that's not 10% off of that. And I'll show you what I mean here. So really quickly, I'm just going to show you that. Can I use that? Oh, I guess I should. Yeah, let's go here. Here we go. I think you can see that here. So this is my page here, and what they allowed me to do is go pick out everything that I just love. And it's basically my suggestions of what I like to use, things I want to use, basically. There's some cool things on here that are things that I would even like to use. And there's 14 pages. Yes, I went a little crazy. But all the needles I like to use, the fabrics, design suites. Now it's all mixed up. And I was trying to find a way how we could, search for them and everything, but you're just going to have to search through. There's an arrow at the bottom. You can just kind of plunder on through, like, there's the upgrades. Here's some design suites. Here's the magnetic frames and all that, like the Jazz, that's a great machine. The Accomplished 2, just talking about different, things that I suggest that are a lot of fun to play with. And then there's a lot of feet that I put on here, like the ruffle foot and, stabilizers that I use. So there's a lot of stuff if you, feel like you want to kind of look and see what items I suggest for your baby lock, go through that. And if you happen to decide to purchase something, there is a code that I put in the post earlier that you can get 10% off. Now that is a one-time savings code, but it's a little help. So just wanted to show you guys that. Otherwise, what have we got here? What else have I got for you? Oh, wait, I lost you. Hold on, let me find you guys. So there's that. I gotta find you. Hold on. There you are. Okay, good. Oh, let me go back. Sheila asked, what does a surgical technician do? Well, as far as I know, I haven't gone through the whole program yet. But basically, I'm the person that's going to be standing right next to the doctor. And the whole, like, on TV thing, they're like, scalpel. And then someone goes, scalpel. That's me. I'm handing the scalpel or whatever. There's a lot of other, I mean, it's not just that, you can be doing all kind of stuff in surgery to help. Yeah, I've been hyping myself up by watching like surgery videos and stuff. I mean, yeah, I just don't want to work orthopedics, but I have to. It's like you have to work every surgery. And but orthopedics those guys are rough. And I'm sure you guys know this if you've ever had any orthopedic surgery done. So but yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be really interesting. Anywho, okay. So what are we doing today? Oh my gosh. All right, so I had this idea. Things come to me like Tana, yes. I'll be at TMH. I'll be in the Mushgen Center. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, anywho, so what are we doing today? Now I posted a picture of my little thing I made. We're just doing the flower part today. Just gonna show you how to make the little flower. But I had this idea, we were gonna do something different, but then it popped into my head like earlier this week, and I'm like, we've got to do that. I made this little cute little I don't know, little wall hanging here. But what I want you to notice on it are the freestanding flowers, but also look at the texture. If you look at the texture, you can actually see texture. You can feel texture. If you were to feel this, there's actual texture in there. And you can see that it's raised, like right here. You can, I'm trying to get my finger over there. You can see that the fabric's raised. It actually has a full texture. It's not just stitch, there is actually a texture. It's really cool. And how did I accomplish that? Well, this goes back to my working in with let's say R&K or with Embellish. And if you know anything about R&K and Embellish, mostly they made or make you know, like stabilizers and different products. That light is killing me. It keeps hitting me in the eye. Give me just a second. I'm gonna try to raise this so it's not hitting me in the eyeball. Can I do that? Let's see. Okay. Maybe there's not as much glare. Okay. A little darker, but not as much glare. So they make all these products to make sewing fun. So stabilizers and all kind of other stuff. Well, and there are other brands that make this, but there is a material out there that's called Sew Shrink. And basically, or Sew and Shrink or whatever. And some of you may have played with this, but this is the R&K one. Let's see. In ortho, oh, ooh, 50 years in imaging. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, ortho is, yeah, okay. Any, I just can't get over ortho. I don't know why. It's like, that's just the thing, you know how people are like, oh, there's this one thing that I can't stand. I can stand anything but bones. I don't know what. So anyways, there's this material. They call it a fabric, but it almost feels a little bit plasticky. And I cannot remember the other brands that are out there, their name, but I've always used this one. And it's called Sew Shrink fabric. So basically what happens is I've already got it hooped here. Usually people just sew with it, but I was like, why can't I embroider with it? You know, so I only have it and it alone in my embroidery hoop. And so basically, I wish you could feel it. It is kind of fabricy, but it's also kind of plasticky. And what it's made out of is I don't know, but it's really cool. So what happens is when you put the fabric on and you stitch, and you want to stitch, let's say you were doing it just by sewing. You want to stitch kind of close together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it over to an iron and use steam on it. And what happens is the fabric crinkles up. It gives it this super cool texture. And it really is fun. It's fun to play with. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this before and you've played with it before. But for people who haven't, it's like magic. It's really, really fun to watch and see what it does. So I was like, why couldn't we, you know, make some flowers in IQ and use the stippling stitch and then use listen to me, use steam, of course, to make it shrink up. Well, what I had never done before was usually what they say to do is you put it on a piece of fabric, on the back piece of a piece of fabric, and then you stitch. Well, I was wondering if it would still work if I took a piece of fabric, put it in the middle of it, between two pieces of fabric, excuse me, and would it still work? And it worked beautifully. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Now, what I did was, of course, I've made 3 different ones, 3 different sizes. And then I just went in and added a stem and some little leaves. The little leaves I just cut out myself and I sewed on. The stem, I used the little binder things to make a little stem and stitched it on. And then I had these cute little bees. You see those little rhinestone bees? And I just stitched them on and then just put a little binding on. But the best part to me is I used Design Sweets. I don't know if you can see the little bees in there. This is from the Zandra Shaw collection. Look how cute, they're little bees. And what I did was I just hooped a big old chunk of fabric and in my 9x14 hoop. And I just stitched all the bees out, or, you know, first, the fill out first, took it out, trimmed it up, and then stitched on the sewing machine, the stem, then the leaves. I freehand cut those, I fused them on, and then stitched these on, and then added my little buttons and then my little bees. So it was really easy and it was actually a lot of fun. I started making them last night and I finished it up today. And I had a lot of fun making this and it's so cute. I was so excited. I was like, and then you can keep kind of fluffing it up. But so let's see how we make these. So I'm going to go through the process of I'm just going to do one, but I'm going to go through the process of how I designed it. And we're going to stitch it out. And then I'm going to show you how fun the shrinking part is, because it really is fun. But yeah, Mickey, I can't remember the other brand, but if you look it up, there's another brand out there. I know people used to do it with fabric and made purses out of it. And it was so pretty because the purses were really textury. But that's the only thing I can remember what people would do with it. But yeah, I mean, there's so many cool tools out there and there's so many different materials to play with. Why not use them, right? Okay, so we're going to jump over to the machine and we're going to make one. So let's do it. There we go. Did I hit the right button? I did. All right. There she is in all her glory. Okay. So I'm just jumping on the Solaris today just because it's right here and it's easier and it's on. But remember, if you have a Baby Lock Altair Meridian or a Destiny or the Brother Like machines of all of those and the I'm trying to remember the Luminaire? I can't remember. This is going to work for you. So if you have those, no fear. Okay. Again, I like to use a wired mouse. It just works a lot easier for me. So today I'm just using a 4x4 hoop. Now, if you're going to make multiple sizes, you could hoop this in like a big, large hoop, and make multiple. This comes in, what was it? It's 60-inch by 1 yard. So you get quite a bit. And so I'm just going to be making a little small one. So first I'm going to go to IQ Designer, and this is going to go pretty quick, guys. It's really easy to do. So the first thing is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our shapes key. Texture Magic Sheila, you're the best. Yep, Sheila got it. That's what it was, right? Yeah, now I remember. Thank you. I could not remember the name of it. Yes, they were probably the first ones to make it. So R&K probably just kind of, made their own, I guess you could say. Trying to get that kind of clear there. Let's see if I made it one step brighter. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just trying to make it where y'all can see it pretty good. All right, so here we go. So what we want to do is we want to come to our little shapes icon. Now, there were a couple different little flower shapes. I actually did like this one a lot too, but I just wanted to go quick and simple. So I did choose this one. Let's go up here and see if there's anything else. I mean, you could have used the shape of these right here. You would have had to join them and kind of get rid of that center. This one would have been, ooh, I might do this one next time. And this one's really super cute. Actually, let's do this one. I'm going to do this one right here. Okay, so once I select my flower shape, and of course you can draw one, bring that shape in, you can do whatever you want. I mean, you could even make cute little hearts or something. I don't know. You go have fun. It would be cute even to do like a little bear or something. Okay, I'm ahead of myself. All right, so we're going to select a flower and then we're going to select OK. Now I know I'm going to be using my 4x4 hoop, so I am going to go ahead and go up to my settings. And just to help me out, I'm going to come down to my settings and click on 4x4. Now you can do this in any of the machines. So if you can see the square in the middle, it's very faint, but if you can see that, that's the area I need to be working in. So I'm going to click on size and I'm going to shrink it down till it fits in there. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's really tiny, but let's see how big I can get it. I'm going to go about I don't know. Maybe we'll just go there. That's like 3 something, you know, almost close to 3 and 3/4. Okay. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is you do not have to do this step. But if you're only doing one at a time, but I would do this next step if you're going to do multiple. Because we're going to treat this as a placement line. So I'm going to go ahead and do it for our sake today. So the next thing I want to do is I want to turn our flower into a running stitch. So I'm going to select our line properties, click on a little piece of paper. I'm going to select the running stitch and then just select a color. Doesn't matter which color you select, and then okay. Let me zoom in for you guys so you can see better. I'm then going to select the bucket, and then I'm going to tap on the flower, and it does change green. The next thing I'm going to do is to save to memory. Remember, save and save often. And now I'm just going to click next. I'm done with this, so I'm going to say set, okay. Excuse me. And now I'm going to go to add. I'm going to go to IQ Designer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my pocket with the arrow going outside of it and click that. Mine will take a minute because I have a lot of designs in there. Hey, Gary. Gary, I saw the picture of Karen and I think it was your daughter and your granddaughter. I cannot believe how much they look alike. So cute. Okay, so, all right, so I'm going to select this guy right here, and you can see this is when I did multiples all at once. So you can see I had the placement lines, and then there was the second part, which we're going to work on right now. So I'm going to say, okay. And now what I want to do is I still want to keep that outside a running stitch, but I'm just going to make sure by going to my line property. Now see what happens when I pulled it up, it automatically went back to our zigzag stitch. So we want to tell it line property. I'm just going to select another color to separate. Here, let me zoom in. And then I'm going to select our bucket and I'm going to tap the line again. Then I can go to my fill properties. These are your fill properties right here. For this, I am going to select our stippling. And then I'm just going to select that same color. And then I'm going to say, or you can select a different color, doesn't matter. And I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to turn on our bucket and tap in the center. So it's going to look like that. If you want to save it at this point, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to have the less on my machine right now, the better. But so we're going to say next. Now, again, if you, or not again, but let me tell you something. If you have a Baby Lock Solaris, or the Brother Light machine, you are able to see real time what everything looks like, okay? So if you are an Altair Meridian or Destiny, what you're going to see is down here is a preview button. So you would hit preview, okay, look at your design. If you want those to be smaller, then you're going to hit return, and then you're going to adjust them. Now, how do we make them these further apart or smaller, meaning closer together? There's a little button right here, and if you look very closely, it's probably hard to see on screen, but there's a little arrow going in between these. That basically means width. I'm going to try to make them a hair smaller. I just want to see what it looks like. That didn't help any, but you know what? I'm still happy with that. I don't want it too spread out. I want them to be as tight as possible, but not too tight, because I'm gonna actually put it back at 2. Because we want the fabric to pop through. If you make it too tight, the fabric's not going to kind of pop through. Okay, so I'm just going to say we're happy with that and we're going to hit set. You are blessed, Gary. You got some sweet ones there. Okay, so I'm going to say okay. Now for Altair Meridian Destiny, you're going to hit preview okay. If you're happy with it, you'll hit set okay. All right, so here's our little girl. She's actually ready to stitch. It was that easy. So now what I'm going to do is go to embroidery. And now I'm just going to kind of put you over here and we're going to stitch it out. Let me do something real quick. So you're going to see you might get dizzy. If you get dizzy easily, close your eyes. I'll tell you when to look. Okay, you can look now. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's get in there. Brighten it up a little bit. There we go. All right, so I have the Sew Shrink fabric material. If you're like Sheila said, there's Texture Magic also. So you're just going to hoop that. Don't hoop it with any stabilizer. And why wouldn't I want to do that? Let me tell you why I need to change my thread. Because it will impede the shrinking fabric because it doesn't shrink. So we don't need anything extra there. So if that makes any sense, it won't allow this to do its job. So I've got some yellow thread in here because I do want it to match personally. You don't want yours to, that's okay, it's your baby. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to stitch out is the placement line. So I'm just going to let it stitch that. And the outline stitch always, or excuse me, the running stitch always stitches twice. If you don't want it to stitch twice, there's no way to change that except for stopping the machine. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little guy and flip it upside down. And I have my 2 pieces of fabric here. And they're just big old honking pieces. So I knew I was going to be using a 4x4 hoop and having, you know, a flower that's roughly 3 and close to 4 inches. So I wanted a larger piece of fabric. So I cut them about 5 or maybe a little wider. I don't know. They're 5-ish. So I'm going to take some tape. Today I'm using my Kimberbell tape. And I'm going to just tape a piece to the bottom. And I'm going to smooth those edges the best I can because we do not want them to get caught. Sometimes what I'll do is flip it upside down and just do it this way too. Then I'm just going to lay the other piece on top. You can tape that if you like. That's a-okay. And now I am going to place this down. And then now what's going to happen is the next stitch is going to be the stippling. See if we can get in there. I know it's yellow on yellow, but you'll really see it when we get to steam it. Because you can't really see it now. But when we go to steam it, you'll really see that stipple really good. Now, could you use any other fill to do this? Sure. You just want it small. We've got some texture, again, hard to see, but. All right, so it's done with that. Now it's gonna do the outline stitch. Now, could you have put a decorative stitch around it? Sure, you could have. But I just went with the regular running stitch. Now, I'm a raw edge girl. So these have raw edges, and I think it lends itself best to this. It just looks cuter to me. You could try to get it really super close to the edges there when you trim it. But I just use my pinking shears actually. So I am going to pop this little guy out. And I generally like to get the bulk off before I start cutting. So anything that's kind of hanging out there, because it just annoys me if it's not. I am very patient. There are things that annoy me, like this, like extra stabilizer or whatever hanging out on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to use my pinking shears and just cut around the edges. This may not be super pretty. I really take too much. But I thought the pink edges looked super duper cute. Especially when everything kind of shrunk up. Now that my pinking shears want to cooperate, when I first got them until very recently, they were so hard to use. And I guess it just took, using them. I was about ready to take them to our scissor sharpening guy and be like, hey, fix these. Okay, so now it just looks like a boring little flower, right? Okay, well. Oh, no, Heidi, you can take pictures of anything you want. I don't care. We are all sharing. Sharing is caring here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it over to my little ironing station. This is actually my real ironing station, which y'all probably never seen. So let's go over there and try to, okay. So I can't see any questions now, so hopefully you can see what's going on. My hand's in the way right there. I just wanted to turn on a little light. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in really good. Now, okay, let me tell you something. I do not like water in any of my irons, period, because of that right there. Do you see that? Do you see what just happened? Do you see that? Oh, I don't like steam. I don't like water in my iron. This is just a little Rowenta that I have. And it's the only one that I'll probably ever put water in. And now I am super angry. I don't like steam. Okay. It always, to me, it ruins your iron. But anyways, anywho, regardless, you got to use steam. Okay. So what I'm going to do is you can hear it's buzzing. I'm going to hover over this. Okay. So I'm going to try to get as close as I can. And this is going to be in the way for a second, but I'm going to hover over it with the steam. I'm going to get the steam going. And then as we're doing it, I'm trying to get it to where you can see it's kind of shrinking up. You kind of see it doing something there. So I'm just getting it in there. And you can see when I lift that it's doing something. Also going to flip it to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing since I have two, and it's like those shrinky dinks you put in the oven with more texture. I just covered this too. All right, but look at that. Is that not the coolest thing ever? Oh my gosh. And honestly, look how fast that was. And then, like I said, I made 3 different layers. I literally just hand stitched them together, just like put a couple stitches, and look how pretty that is. Isn't that fun? I love it. It's so much fun. Now I'll have to make a couple more of these, and maybe you can make little brooches or little. These would be really cute, smaller for like little hair bows. Oh, we're gonna have to make baby Theo one. That girl wears the biggest bows I've ever seen for a 2-month-old. They basically are bigger than her face. But oh my gosh, how cute are these? So little buttons, little, whatever you want to do. But I like this shape. Okay, so let me head back over because I'm sad about my my cover now because I loved that fabric. Okay. Could you use a steamer? Sure. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Absolutely not. But look how cute. And it's all it is the material. Whatever. They ain't giving away the secret. But basically it says create additional texture and dimension to project. So I don't know what it's made out of, but it's so cool. And it's a lot of fun, because we can use IQ Designer to create our shapes and use because number one, who wants to sit there and stipple little flowers? Raise your hand. Do it. I don't see you, so it wasn't me. But if we can have IQ Designer do it that quickly, isn't that precious? Oh my God, I love it so much. And I got to get into my boutique stash too. I haven't gotten into my boutique stash in so long, since I've been playing with my room here. But how cute. But yeah, I don't see, if it's, I think a steamer would work great. If you have one, you wouldn't have the problem I had. Um, yeah. So I think, and y'all tell anybody I said this, I'll deny it, but it's recorded, so it doesn't matter. I think what ruins irons, honestly, is when water is put in them. And I am not, if I need something steamed, I spray water and then use my iron. Because I had a very expensive, my first one that Jason bought me, Rowenta, and of course, not knowing any better, used steam in it. And it's actually sitting over there because I got it back out and it's ruined. There's so much gunk in it. It's just like I put some water into today to see if maybe it would work ever again. And it just drained everywhere. It was just, and so I do see a lot of people complain about, oh, this iron's terrible. But then, you go back and look and you see how they're using it, and they are using it as a steam iron. And to me, I know they're supposed to be made that way and they're supposed to be, but to me, I keep water out of them, and just I really can't wait to get the water as quick as I can out of my baby Rowenta. Any there's never been a drop of any kind in my Olissos. You will have to fight me to put some water in those. So that's just my opinion, and my opinion only. And like Heidi says, hers, let's see. Yeah, irons make me mad. Yeah, and some people like, yeah, I don't, and I put bottle, whatever, what do you put, bottle water in there? I don't know. So anywho, that's just my opinion. But so if you decide to make something with this fun technique, make sure to post it. I'd love to see what you come up with. Because we have so many shapes in there, in our shapes area. Now looking at it on the screen, my leaves are way too small. Oh well. They're cute as a button. And again, using the Design Suite fills. This is the bees that are in the Zandra Shaw collection. So yeah, if you make anything like this or anything at all, I'd love to see what you make. So make sure you post it. I'm proud of myself. So, oh, Donna says Panasonic doesn't let the water sit inside. That's nice. That's really cool. I've just always had bad luck. So, it's like having a really bad boyfriend and then another one that does the same thing. And now you're scarred for life. So, okay, cool. All right, everyone. So, all right. So, any questions about this? I know this was a little quick one, but it was so easy and quick to make. And, like I said, to do the stem and everything, I just sewed it on with the machine. Now, could we have designed that in IQ Designer? Sure you can. You're just going to use your shapes to design them and then applique them on, on the embroidery side. You could do that. And I thought about doing that, and then I was like, I haven't sewn, I've been wanting to sew more, and I'm like, I want to use my blanket stitch. I haven't used my blanket stitch in a long time. And I want to do some applique. And I hadn't done any applique in a while, on the sewing side. So, this got me back into sewing, a little bit. So, all right, you guys, if there's no questions, I appreciate you guys coming so much today. And, yeah, if you make something, please post it. I'd love to see what you do. And again, like, what did she, oh, hold on 1 second. One second. I already forgot the name of it. What was it called again? I already forgot the other one, what it's called. Anywho, if you are looking for some of this Sew Shrink fabric, again, you can this is made by R&K. And also the other one, which I already forgot the name of it, Texture Magic maybe. Just do a search on Google and you'll be able to find them. They are a lot of fun to play with. So, all right, everyone. Well, sorry that was so fast, but I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and we'll probably do what I was wanting to do this week until I got another spark of inspiration. So, hope you all have a great week. And if you need any help with anything, just drop me a line. And yeah, so remember to shop local, shop small, and post what you're making. I'd love to see it. So, all right, everyone, have a great one and see you soon. Bye, everyone.